Welcome to this edition of MaddenUniversity.com's Game Film, featuring ranked online games from Madden NFL 16. This episode pits Obi-Wan's Buffalo Bills versus TNT713's Carolina Panthers. On the opening kickoff, the ball is fielded 4 yards deep in the end zone. The returner angles towards the sideline before cutting inside into a wall of defenders. Down. We expect our opponent will again run an inside zone play, so we reverse our defensive alignment and play the edge with the defensive end and create just enough hesitation to drop the back for a loss. On 3rd and 7, we switch our alignment to a nickel 3-3-5 so we can clamp down on what we expect to be our opponent's first pass play. But a rollout stresses our cover 3 as the tight end breaks open on the corner to extend the drive. On 1st and 10, our opponent's strong eye twin tight end set could pose a problem for our defensive front. We shift our linebackers and shoot the gaps to stop the fullback for only a yard. On 2nd and 9, 4 receivers to the left leave a ton of space to the right for the tight end to work. We tighten our man coverage, spy the quarterback, and drop our defensive end on the right to defend the medium outside. Our adjustment works as the ball is knocked away incomplete. On 3rd and 9, we want to apply a little zone blitz pressure. We feign a rush from the free safety before clicking away after the snap. Our opponent makes a short throw and turns upfield to pick up a first down. On 1st and 10, a formation heavy with receivers on the left puts our coverage at a disadvantage. We play tight man coverage, but drop one of our defenders to avoid rub routes. Our defensive end almost draws a neutral zone infraction, but gets back across the line before the snap. The adjustments force our opponent to throw the ball away. On 2nd and 10, our opponent comes back to his shotgun 3 wide receiver set. We are looking for an inside run, but the offense blocks it perfectly, and the ball carrier chugs around the corner to get down to the 8. On 1st and goal inside the 10, deep passes are of no concern, so we operate out of a 5-2 alignment against our opponent's strong eye twin tight end formation. A fullback dive play picks up barely a yard. On 2nd and goal from the 7, we set up to defend a pass. Our opponent's strong eye twin tight end formation tests us at the flanks on the toss play, and the back is able to scoot around the end for the game's first score. The extra point makes the game 7-0 in favor of our opponent. On the kickoff, the ball is fielded 3 yards deep in the end zone and brought out to the 22. On 1st and 10, we open with a single back big twin wide receiver formation with ample space on the right. We call a dummy audible and give the ball to the back for a short gain. On 2nd and 9, we use a weak eye formation and call the halfback gut play to combat the 3-4 front our opponent is using. Without adjusting, we give the ball to the back for a gain of 5. On 3rd and 4, we opt for the single back big formation. As we survey the field, we spot a weakness in the left flat and empty the backfield. With a few hot routes, we create a curl flat concept that opens up and converts for the first. On 1st and 10, our opponent senses a run up the middle. We choose the 0-1 trap and patiently wait as the blitzing linebackers are walled off. The move pays dividends as the runner takes the ball across midfield. At the end of the first quarter, we are driving into our opponent's territory and keeping him off balance. On 1st and 10 to begin the second quarter, we use a single back dice slot formation to spread our opponent's defense. We change the direction of our play but our opponent anticipates the change and drags our runner down in the backfield. On 2nd and 12, we hurry to the line and audible to our favorite play. At the snap, our first two reads are well covered, but our third read makes a break for the corner and hauls in the pass. On 1st and 10 in the red zone, we tighten our single back formation with the addition of a third tight end. At the snap, we cut our stretch play to the inside before attempting to bounce it out to the edge for a gain of 5. On 2nd and 5 in the red zone, we flip our single back jumbo formation and read a front that is likely to prevent us from running the ball successfully. But our play action holds the linebackers long enough to get our team on the move. The extra point ties the game at an even 7. On the kickoff, our opponent again runs up the sideline before cutting inside into the arms of a defender. On 1st and 10, our opponent opens his second drive with a shotgun 3-wide formation. We attempt to sneak in a blitz from the nickel 3-3-5 to clamp down on his inside run, but we send our rusher from the wrong side and give up a huge gainer on the ground. On 1st and 10, we are a little more conservative after getting beat on the previous play. We expect another inside zone play, but a cagey opponent uses play action to complete the pass to a post route against man cover 2. On 1st and 10 from the 21, our focus shifts to defending the inside zone and routes to the middle with man coverage. We switch to the linebacker and sprint to meet the back as he reaches the line of scrimmage. On 2nd and 8, our opponent's success on the ground has altered our defensive plans. We shift to neutralizing his ground game and forcing him to throw the ball. A run stunt drops the ball carrier for a loss of 3. On 3rd and 11, our opponent can only hurt us through the air. We modify our alignment to disguise our coverage and indicate blitz. At the snap, our defenders drop into a standard cover 3, but our opponent throws early and the ball is knocked away. On 4th and 11, our opponent kicks the field goal to go up by 3 with 2 minutes and 33 left in the half. On the kickoff, our returner sees a momentary gap that quickly closes as he reaches the 25. On 1st and 10, we open with an I formation inside run of our own to soften the middle of the defense and get the clock running. At the 2-minute warning, we are 69 yards away from the go-ahead touchdown. On 2nd and 3, we look to attack either the corner or the seam depending on the position of the strong safety. When our receiver crosses the numbers, we fire a pass ahead of him, but his one-handed acrobatics bear no fruit. On 3rd and 3, we fall back to the I-form Texas play and hit the fullback just as he makes his cut to convert for the first. On 1st and 10 with the clock running, we notice our opponent stagnating when choosing both his assignments and alignments. We take our first deep shot to a slot receiver breaking in on a deep post. On 1st and 10, we run a stretch play opposite our twin wide receiver side, but an alert play by the linebacker forces the runner inside. When he's unable to get back outside to the hole, he's dropped for a gain of 5. On 2nd and 5, we again use the single-back big twin wide receiver set. This time, we want to soften the middle with a slant route to our best receiver in the slot. He holds on despite tight coverage and moves the sticks with 44 seconds left in the half. On 1st and 10, we use a 4-wide receiver set to dictate that our opponent come out of his standard man under 2 coverage. As we empty the backfield, our opponent makes a slight adjustment and drops a linebacker into zone the middle. We wait for the receiver to clear and deliver the pass to the 1. first and goal from the 1, we hurry to the line to preserve our momentum and audible to a read option play from the pistol. Our opponent anticipates the move and run commits to the middle, stops us in the backfield, and forces us to burn a second timeout. On second and goal, we call a strong toss play from the goal line formation against a goal line defensive front. We motion our fullback to the wing to get a head start to the corner, but the defense gets behind him, stalls the play, and the runner gets back to the line of scrimmage. We call our last timeout with 2 seconds on the clock. The field goal attempt takes us into the locker room, knotted up at 10. On the kickoff, we field the ball 4 yards deep in the end zone and bring it back to the 23. On first and 10, we open the second half with a strong eye twin wide receiver formation against a zone look from the defense. We motion our halfback to the slot, hot route him to a flat route, and call a curl for the outside receiver. At the snap, the back is open, but can't keep his balance and stumbles for a gain of 13. On first and 10, we stay with the strong eye twin wide receiver formation from the left hash mark. Our opponent counters with a 3-man front, but the right defensive end fights through a double team and stops the play for a gain of just 2. On second and 8, our strong eye normal formation again meets a 3-man defensive front. We motion the halfback to the flat and pinch the line to block the linebacker. The give to the fullback picks up more than enough for the first. On first and 10, we again face a 3-man line, but our last 2 runs to the middle cause our opponent to squeeze his lineman inside. We still test the middle with a halfback dive for a pickup of 3. On second and 7, our consistent tacks to the middle force our opponent to respect the interior. So we motion the halfback to the flat to enhance a curl flat concept, but the pass to the curl is dropped by the wide end. On third and 7, a single back dice slot formation from the right hash gives us a man indication from the defense against our favorite play. We motion the back and attempt to fit a pass into the tight end, but the defense jars the ball loose. On 4th and 7, we are too far away to try a field goal, so we attempt to pin our opponent deep in his own territory. We get a little too much on the kick and get a touchback instead. On 1st and 10, our opponent opens his second half possession with a shotgun formation against our dime normal set. As the offense makes adjustments, we change the look of our secondary to throw off his reads. At the snap, a streaking receiver is single covered deep by a defender that knocks the ball away. The play-action shot play only sends 3 receivers into the route, so our blitz doesn't reach its target, giving the quarterback plenty of time to launch a bomb downfield for the receiver to make a one-handed grab. On 1st and 10 from the edge of the red zone, our opponent uses another shotgun formation and runs the ball, this time with a read option play that picks up 8 yards. On 2nd and 2, our opponent returns to a strong eye twin tight end formation. Our defensive front is soft in the middle, and our opponent takes advantage with a fullback dive that rips us for 7 yards. first and goal from the 5, we match our opponent's strong I twin tight end formation with a 5-2 defense that better prepares us to stop the fullback dive for a short gain. On second and goal from the 4, we call a 5-2 zone play, but our opponent persists successfully with another dive play that pierces the end zone for a score. The extra point puts our opponent up 7 with a little more than a quarter to go. On the kickoff, we field the ball 2 yards deep and attempt to make it to the left sideline, but only make it to the 19. On first and 10, we turn the tables with a fullback dive of our own. Against our opponent's 3-man line, we gouge the defense for 9 yards. On second and inches, we again face a 3-man line. A halfback dive from the strong I finds room to the left and picks up a first. On first and 10, we use a strong I fullback angle play against a defense with a soft middle. The threat of a fullback dive draws a crowd inside, and we find separation on the out by the tight end to pick up the first. On first and 10, our constant attacks to the B gap have our opponent adjusting to take away the middle, but we still run our fullback dive play for a gain of 5. On second and 5, we switch to a single back big twin receiver set against the 3-man line. We read man coverage from the defensive alignment and again hit our tight end, this time on a corner route for another first down. On first and 10, we stay with the single back big twin receiver formation and use a smash concept on the left. At the snap, we hit the tight end on the left in the flat for a gain of 8. On second and 2, we flip a single back big twin formation against another 3-man line. We opt for a halfback dive, but allow penetration from the left to trip us up at the line of scrimmage. We hurry to the line on third and 2 and audible to the smash play. At the snap, the defense rushes with a twist in the middle. We miss an open receiver in the left flat and make a regrettable decision that results in an interception. On first and 10, we choose a 46 zone defense to combat our opponent's shotgun formation. The quarterback rolls away from inside pressure, but only has 3 receiver options. As his post receiver comes back, the throw is short and settles in the arms of our middle linebacker. On first and 10 after the turnover, we align in a single back big formation against our opponent's 3-man line. At the snap, we face tight man coverage across the board as pressure from the right forces an incompletion. On second and 10, we stay with the single back big formation and call tight end crossing routes to attack man coverage. At the snap, our tight end on the right is covered tightly, but the left tight end sneaks out uncovered. When the strong safety misses the tackle, we practically walk into the end zone. The extra point ties the game at 17 with 2:53 left to play. On the kickoff, our opponent takes a knee in the end zone for a touchback. On first and 10 from the 20, our opponent is in his ball control offense. He quick snaps, but we anticipate a fullback dive and string it out for only a 3-yard gain. On second and 7, we defend another strong I twin tight end formation. This time, our opponent runs a toss to the right. Outnumbered on the edge, our outside defender forces the play inside towards pursuit. At the 2-minute warning, the game is still tied at 17. On first and 10, the offense aligns in a shotgun formation. We defend with a dollar set. With 2 minutes left, our opponent returns to his inside zone play and picks up 9 yards. On 2nd and 1, we shift our nose to account for another inside zone run to the left, but we are unable to prevent the conversion. On 1st and 10, we use the dollar formation with man coverage against yet another shotgun formation. This time, our linebacker gets instant penetration and drops the back immediately. On 2nd and 11, the offense spreads us out with an empty backfield, which we counter with a 3-man line of our own. At the snap, the quarterback rates half a beat and attempts to run. We swallow him up just before he reaches midfield. On 3rd and 9, another empty backfield set from the offense causes us to assign man coverage to their best receiver. At the snap, we cover most of the field with zone, but bat the ball away from the receiver running the drag. On 4th and 9, a trips alignment outflanks our defense on the left with 4 eligible receivers, but we zone across the field and protect the sticks. At the snap, vertical routes take the roof off the coverage, and the quarterback throws the slant into our underneath coverage and turns it over on downs. On 1st and 10, we motion our back to the right, assigning him an out route and extend it to the sticks. Before he can clear the outside defender, the defensive end rushes around the left edge and blasts our quarterback for a sack. On 2nd and 20, we adjust our routes to get further downfield and keep an eye on the pressure before throwing to the tight end. The pass is tipped at the line and falls into the arms of a diving defender. Untouched, the defender gets up and heads for the sideline after the pick. Our quarterback is the last line, but is blindsided, and it's off to the races. With the booth review confirmed and the extra point good, we are in a 7-point hole with only 3 seconds left in the game. A short kickoff is mishandled, which starts the clock. Our return man is able to field the muff and get out of bounds with just a second to spare. With time for just one more play, it will take a 70-plus yard heave to tie the game. We run a Hail Mary, bide our time, and release the ball just before the quarterback gets hit. The pass sails downfield, but lands harmlessly on the ground. In a tight game, we were undone by line play that kept our passer off balance, and ultimately, the tipped pass that turned the tide. The moral to the story, you can't win them all. This has been a presentation of Game Film by MaddenUniversity.com. If you like this game, subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Twitter at TNT713.